Teflon TV. Teflon TV. What up, my people? You know who it is. It's the Don. Tony Teflon. House Teflon. We pull the string. It's the Don. Tony Teflon. House Teflon. We pull the string. Hey yo, what the deal, my people? And I'm back at you again, Tony Teflon the Don. Cheer! And I'm here and I'm going to talk to you about the House of the Undying. And I think a lot of important things happen, especially if you're a Dany fan. I think Dany's whole storyline, everything that's going to happen to her through the books, it's played out right in these little prophecies that we see here. So, spoilers for anyone who hasn't read anything, or because this is going to contain spoilers for everything. So, I'm going to get up in this, and I hope you like it, and I hope you dig what I'm saying. So, in the House of the Undying, Dany is given 3 prophecies. Now, while walking through with private priest, she passes through many rooms containing visions before she reaches the chambers of the Undying. Now, upon reaching the chambers of the Undying, Daenerys is spoken to in a whisper. Now, the Undying calling her Mother of Dragons and then Child of 3. And then tell her some prophecies saying this: 3 fires must you light, 1 for life, 1 for death, 1 for love. 3 mounts must you ride, 1 to bed, 1 to dread, 1 to love. 3 treasons you will know, once for blood, once for gold, and once for love. Now, while talking to Sam, Alyris, and the faceless Pate, Marwyn, quoting Gorham of the Old Gis, says this about prophecy. Prophecy is like a treacherous woman. She will take your member in her mouth, and you will moan with pleasure of it, and think how sweet, how fine, how good it is. And then her teeth will snap shut, and your moans will turn to screams. This is the nature of prophecy. Prophecy will bite your prick off every time. So that is how I look at this prophecy. So you could judge yourself if me, Tony Teflon the Don, am I right or am I unsullied? We shall see. Now, the first thing I notice is the play of words in this prophecy itself. And I know George likes to do that a lot. Now, it says, 3 fires must you light, 1 for life, 1 for death, 1 to love. Not 1 for love. It says 1 to love. And again, in the next, 3 mounts must you ride, 1 to bed, 1 to dread, 1 to love. And the last 3 treasons we know are once for blood, once for gold, and once for love. So that's the first thing I take from it, all right? I think the theme that we have going throughout these books with Dany is the number 3, like 3 heads of the dragon, and I think it's the same thing with these prophecies, and that is the way I look at it. So I've grouped them all into 3 groups, and I think by doing this you can make out what this prophecy means. I also think it refers to 3 peoples in Dany's life that she has met and she will meet, and also refers to 3 stages of Dany's life that she will have. So the first group, the way I've grouped it together, is this: fire for life, mount to bed, treason for blood. The second group is fire for death, mount to dread, treason for gold. And the third group is fire to love, mount to love, treason for love. So looking at group 1 first, we shall. The person associated with them has been in her life already, and all this has come to pass. And that person is Khal Drogo. So, fire for life is his funeral pyre that gave birth to the dragons. Mount to bed. We know she slept with him out of duty, not because she wanted to. And treason for blood. Mirror Master killed her child to prevent the stallion who mounts the world prophecy from coming true, and that was the treason committed against her. So, Now we get to group 2. Now, this is still happening, so it hasn't been shown in the show or the books. But I believe the person that is associated with these 3 is his dog. Now, treason for gold, I think, is her crown, not gold pieces. And I think she believes that he tried to poison her. And I think that is the treason for gold. Mount to dread. I believe that this goes 2 ways. It's Drogon, who she had to escape on and to get out of there to save her life. And she would rather sleep with Dario. But she has to sleep with his dog. And he keeps trying to get her pregnant, which is something that she would dread. And fire for death. I think that will happen when Dany does return on Drogon. I think that she will kill his dog. I think she will burn Victorion, and I think she will burn the city. I think that is what's going to happen there. Now, the last group is group 3. And the way I have that now, the last group hasn't happened yet, but I can tell you without a doubt that it is all pertaining to Jon Snow. And it is the fire to love, mount to love, treason for love. And as you can see, all 3 things are due with love, have to do with love, and it is associated with Jon. Now, I know people might think that there is no time for them to fall in love, but I must remind you that wars last for years, many, many, many years. It's not like this war is going to come and it's going to be over in a day. So there is plenty of time for them to fall in love. Now, since these things haven't happened, it's hard for me to speculate what all of them are, but I will try a little bit here. But fire for love, remember, it's to love, not for love. Could be she would have to let Jon stab her in order to make Lightbringer. Treason for love could be someone in love with someone else turning on her for the love of that person. But that is still yet to come. So we cannot really see, I can't really tell you exactly what happens there. But to make my point, what I can do is have you look at the next set of prophecies that come right after that. And these were given to Dany after she asked for an explanation of the first set of prophecies that we just went through. So these 3 explain the first set of 3 that she first got. All right. Now, they also tie in with 3 phases in her life. And these 3 phases are the daughter of death, the slayer of lies, and the bride of fire. So, the daughter of death phase has happened, and it was already used. And I think that the daughter of death phase is given to her for use of the explanation of the treason phases of prophecies that she got. Because the daughter of death one goes like this. Viserys screamed as molten gold ran down his cheek and filled his mouth. A tall lord with copper skin and silver gold hair stood beneath the banner of a fiery stallion, a burning city behind him. Rubies flew like drops of blood from the chest of a dying prince, and he had sank to his knees in the water and with his last breath murmured a woman's name. Mother of dragons, daughter of death. So as you can see, if you really look at it, all 3 visions are all 3 forms, the 3 forms of treason that she are to suffer. Viserys is the treason for gold. The tall lord with the vision is her son, and that is the treason for blood. And Rhaegar dying is a treason for love. Robert committed treason against the crown, against Rhaegar, in the name of love, killing him. So those are the treasons for love being explained to her. The next are going to happen, but are happening now, I should say, but are not all completed. And they are the Slayer of Lies. And the Slayer of Lies is used to explain the fires. And this is what it says. Glowing like a sunset, a red sword was raised in the hand of a blue-eyed king who cast no shadow. A cloth dragon swayed on poles amidst a cheering crowd. From a smoking tower, a great stone beast took wing beneath shadow fire. Mother of dragons, slayer of lies. So this is where she is at right now in her life. So Stannis, the first image, which I believe, was reborn when Melisandre burnt the seven and pulled the sword Lightbringer out of the flames, making that the fire for life. A cloth dragon, this hasn't happened yet, but I do believe that it represents Aegon, and it represents the fire for death. And she will have to burn him, I believe, to end him and to slay his lies. And a great stone beast that took wing is the fire to love. Now, Melisandre has been trying to raise a stone dragon. Now, knowing that Shireen has grayscale, if Mel raises a dragon or gets control of a dragon using blood magic, because we've seen already Mukoro with Victorion telling him to get control of the horn, you had to use blood to get control of the horn. So if she does get control of a horn, say, or a dragon by using blood magic, Shireen also has her own dream of being eaten by a dragon. Now, if she was eaten by a dragon, and we know she has grayscale, could that turn a dragon into stone? And if that does happen and does happen at the wall and comes off this tower smoking like that, Dany must allow the forging of Lightbringer to stop it. And that is what I believe that means. Now, her last stage in life that has not happened yet is the Bride of Fire. And it goes like this. Her silver was trotting through the grass to the darkling stream beneath the sea of stars. A corpse stood at the prow of a ship, eyes bright in his dead face, gray lips smiling sadly. A blue flower grew from a chink in the wall and filled the air with sweetness. Mother of dragons, bride of fire. And I think this is used to explain the three mounts that come into her life. Now, her silver was trotting and the sea of stars all refer to the one mount that she just has to mount. And that all are signs of Khal Drogo. The horse, the stars, the moon, that's all what they call each other. And the sea is a reference to the Dothraki Sea. So that is that one. The next, a corpse on the ship, is a reference to the mount to dread. It is a vision of either Victorion or Euron Greyjoy. It could be either. It does not tell us no way to separate it. But they both want to sleep with her. And that would be two people that would be dreadful to sleep with. And that is what that means. And the last, a blue flower grew from the chink of the wall in the ice, is a description of the mount to love. And we know, as I told you before, that is talking about Jon. Obviously, we know this is talking about Jon. And it says, a blue flower grew from a chink in a wall of ice and filled the air with sweetness. Nothing is more sweet than love. And making Dany the bride of fire, Jon the groom of ice, or the king of ice, the king of winter. And that is what I believe that those prophecy means. So first, I would like to big up to the people who did the artwork, and that is the official BLAZE-MANGA. I will be doing another prophecy video with them, and I'll be putting it on their channel. I'll also link a link to their channel so you can see more of their great artwork up in there. And I would like to say, if you like the way I do this, please subscribe. Please tell your friends about me. Please thumbs up it. Spread the word. Get it across the realm. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.